Hi everyone, my name is Gretchen Stanton and I'll be your instructor for Chem 111A. I just wanted to say welcome to the course. I hope you've had a great break and a restful break. I just wanted to introduce myself, say hello, and hopefully if you're a little bit nervous about the course, hopefully that will bring down some of that anxiety. I also want to give you some information so you know what to expect. So after this, you'll see some information about our syllabus. If you have any questions in the meantime, feel free to email me. We also have a Facebook group, so you're welcome to post questions on there. Otherwise, you can wait until the first day of class. But again, welcome to the course. I look forward to meeting you all really soon. So here's our syllabus, and the first thing we have is our schedule here when we're meeting. I'm only teaching the lecture component of the course. Dr. Yaminu, who also teaches organic chemistry, will be teaching your lab, so make sure you're utilizing that time there and asking him lots of questions as well. I have my information on the side. The best way to reach me is via email. So I have my email address here, and usually I get back to you pretty quickly. I also have my office phone here, but email is a lot faster, better way to contact me. I have my website that has some different resources, so you're welcome to explore those. Also, we have a Facebook group, so you're able to post questions here for your classmates, for me, or post resources that you find to share. But I highly recommend, if you have a Facebook page or a Facebook account, go ahead and join our group. You can click on here and I'll also invite you. Here are my office hours. I like to call them really drop-in hours because this is your time. It's your time to ask me whatever you like. You can come in with questions prepared, or you can come in and just say, you know, I don't understand this topic. You can come in as a group. It's all up to you, but please come and ask me questions. My office is here. Room number 8, so if you know where the front desk is in natural sciences, if you swing a right after the front desk, all of the faculty offices are there, and I'm room number 8. If you cannot make my office hours, you still can ask questions, and I will always find time to meet with you. Just send me an email a few days in advance and we'll figure out a time to meet. So there's no excuse to not get help. I want you to do your best, and asking questions is going to be a big part of that. So here I have a little bit more about why we're learning chemistry, because I know you're all going to very different fields, so why we're learning about chemistry, and also a little bit about me and my teaching philosophy. I absolutely love what I do. I love to teach, so here's a little bit more about me and why I teach. We have the course description here. So you can read through that on your own, but the most important thing on this page is going to be what you'll need for lecture and for lab. There's one change to the email I sent out earlier, so I'll point that out. We have our textbook here that you can buy in the bookstore, and it comes as a bundle with the textbook and also an access code for our online homework. Our online homework is going to be through Connect, so some of you may have used Mastering Chemistry or other types of online homework. Ours is going to be very similar, but it's Connect. All of these links you can click on. That will take you to this link that I also have posted here. And here is what Connect looks like. All right, so once you click on the link and you create an account using your access code, this is what the page will look like. You already have all of the due dates here, and they're also posted on our lecture schedule. So you have that. You're welcome to work ahead. You have access to all of the assignments. I highly recommend giving yourself plenty of time so you can take your time and really work through the problems, and also have time to go back to them. So you have all of these here. You're more than welcome to bring these into office hours and ask me questions about them. Okay, so continuing with what we need for the course, we're also using the problem solving set that's sold in the bookstore. So you'll be turning these problem sets in lecture, I have due dates on our lecture schedule that I'll point out in a moment, but the time you're actually going to be working on these is in lab. So there are certain designated days that are for problem solving. So you can work on these problem solving sets, you can work on Connect, you can come in with any other questions. So make sure you're really utilizing that time, but you do need the problem solving set sold in the bookstore. You also need a non-programmable scientific calculator. So I have my TI-30 that I use here. You have to have a non-programmable calculator. So if you have one of those fancy TI 83s or 84s, you will not be allowed to use those for exams and quizzes. So make sure you go out and get a cheap $10 calculator, and that's what you'll use. You need a pack of Scantrons, the A82E. Also a TED-Ed account. So if you're looking at this video, you've already signed up for your TED-Ed account, and a lot of the video resources that I have on our Canvas site, so this is going to be the equivalent of Blackboard, are going to be through TED-Ed. And these are going to be optional, but highly recommended. I really want you to come into lecture already having looked at the material, so that way we can have some more in-depth discussions, and we'll talk about that more in a moment. For lab, you'll need the lab manual, and you'll need this carbonless Chem 111A composition book. Safety goggles, I have a picture of the ones that I want you to get here. So the ones that just look like kind of like regular glasses, we're not using those. You want to get the ones with the full side shields. If they look a little bit big and uncomfortable, chances are you have the right ones. Okay. This is what our lab manual looks like in the textbook. You'll also need closed-toed shoes. So for those of you who took Chem 107, it'll be very similar in that way. A lab coat or apron, that's optional. It's up to you. You can also bring in gloves if you want to, but you shouldn't need them. Right? Moving on to our grading. So we have our grading breakdown here, and it also goes into a little bit of a breakdown of how lab is distributed. But I want to bring your attention to startup assignments. So these are going to be assignments that allow you to go through the textbook and start to read up on some of the major topics in the chapters. And you'll also be answering some questions before you come into class, before we talk about those topics. And it allows us to do a lot more in-depth discussions in lecture. It also allows us to work more problems because you've already laid some of the groundwork at home, and we're just building on that. You can find all of these startup assignments on Canvas, and let me show you what the startup assignment looks like. Okay, so this is our first startup assignment, and you have a few things here. You have expected skills. So these are skills that I expect you to already have coming into the course. I don't want you to worry though if some of them you don't feel quite as up to speed on. You can always come to me and ask questions or go to tutoring. But these are the things I expect you to have taken from Chem 107 if you took it here at FC, or if you've taken the equivalent somewhere else. These are the skills that I want you to already know. Okay. For learning outcomes, these are the skills that I want you to learn by the time we're done with going over that material. All right. So people ask me, well, what's going to be on your exams? It's all right here. The expected skills and learning outcomes, if you feel comfortable with each of those, then you're prepared for your exams. So when you get to that point where you're studying for your first exam, I would go through and check off each of these. And the things that you didn't check off, come see me about, or go to tutoring, or ask Dr. Yaminu, your lab instructor, but make sure you're getting those questions answered. You have these questions underneath that you're supposed to complete before you come to class. Okay, so you have some questions here. Again, you can work with people in the course, you can go to tutoring, you can come to me, but you want to make sure you do your best to answer these to the best of your ability before you come to class. That will help us make the most of our class time. And for all of these startup assignments, you have the due dates on the lecture schedule that I'll point out in a moment. Okay, so again, Moving on with our syllabus, we have homework. That's going to be worth 10% of your grade. So between lab and your homework, it's actually pretty a significant part of your grade. All of the homework will be due on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. And again, on Connect, once you click on that, you have the exact due dates, and you also have them on our lecture schedule. Okay, so here we have information about our exams. We're going to have 3 exams and a final, and also 3 quizzes during the semester. And you have some information about the scores you need to obtain to pass the class on these. So you can take a look at those. Tips for success in Chem 111A. So I have things that you can read through here, but I want to point out a few. And the first thing I have on the list is attend office hours. Again, these are drop-in hours. This is your time to ask whatever you like, but make sure you're coming to office hours and asking questions and getting the help that you need. And here I put you must pass lab to pass lecture. So just a reminder, you want to make sure you're keeping up in both places. Practice as much as you can. Read through the material or the text before you come to class. Take down notes, write down questions that you have, review your notes after a lecture, and I have a few other things here. We have free tutoring every single week, so make sure you're also utilizing that. So here's our lecture schedule, so you have an idea of what we're doing each day. We also have what's due, so we have our startup assignments in blue. This in green is going to be our online homework on Connect. And then in orange, we have the problem solving set packet that you're going to be working on in lab. Those are going to be due mostly on the days we have exams. We have one also due after our spring break, but you have those due. It's quite a bit of problems to work, quite a number of problems to work, so you want to make sure you're spacing it out and working through problems consistently. It's a lot of work to do at the last minute. And then you have some information here. All of the information and files that we need, information we need is also going to be on Canvas. It's the equivalent of Blackboard, so why don't we take a look at that? So you can access Canvas through My Gateway. There's a link on My Gateway, and it has all of the information you need. There are a few tabs on the side, and the most important ones are going to be modules. Okay, this is our home page. We have my office hours here, but if you click on modules, we'll have information for every single chapter, so we'll fill these in as we go along, but you have those. And the other important tab is going to be files. Okay, and it's organized in this way, so handouts, exams, quizzes, in-class practice, my lecture slides. Once we get to the point where we're taking exams, you'll have your practice exams and things like that in this folder, or exam topics. So pretty much those are the 2 main tabs that you need. Everything's organized in that way. You have grades here. I usually don't post any grades until after our first exam though, so that way you have enough material to represent how you're doing in the course. All right, so moving on with our syllabus. We have important dates here, so I'd make note of those. And we have lab information. Lab is going to be worth 25% of your grade. So you really want to make sure you're turning in assignments. You want to make sure you are following the guidelines that Dr. Yaminu gives you for completing lab reports. And also, since we have the time already built in to do problem solving, you want to work on Connect or your problem solving sets, asking Dr. Yaminu lots of questions and really utilizing that time. So he has a syllabus that he'll hand out on the first day of class that will go over more specifics and what you're going to be doing on each day. I just wanted to put some safety information here, but he'll also go over safety information on the first day of class. On the last page of our syllabus, I have some resources that are available to you. We're very fortunate here at FC that we have so many resources. Pretty much anything you need, it's here. Okay, and if there's something that you're looking for, something you need, and you don't see it here, just ask me, and I can get you in contact with someone who does have more information. We really want you to succeed here, so ask away. You can read about our classroom learning environment. One thing I do like to point out is our cell phone policy. That is one thing I'm very strict with. I am okay with you having your cell phone out at your desk because I realize you may need access to it. You may have kids, you may have other people that need to be able to contact you. But if I see you actively on it, texting, surfing the net, or doing other things that are unrelated to the course, I will ask you to leave. Okay, so if you have a phone call you need to take or a text you absolutely need to send, it's fine that you step out of the class, do what you need to do, and then come back in. That's perfectly fine. No questions asked. And then I want to leave you with a chemistry quick fact. So just a little bit more to think about what we're going to learn this semester. I hope you're looking forward to a good semester. I'm pretty excited, and I will see you soon. Enjoy the rest of your break.